Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. In the beginning, I must thank the organizers of this event, this online event, particularly our worthy principal Sahab, Dr. Manzoor Ahmad Lone, and the placement cell authorities of this college. In fact, this is a nostalgic moment for me to address the students of my own alma mater. I am the 2003 batch of this college. I have done my BSc from this college, and since then 17 years have been passed, and it has been a long journey for me. I worked in 17 years in different countries. I was in Malaysia for 5 years. I was in Turkey. I worked in China, then in Singapore, and finally I came to Saudi Arabia in 2016. Since then, I'm working here as a professor in King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah. So, basic idea about today's program is to let you know the career opportunities outside the valley. You mean to say in India, we have some other guest speakers also, they will give you the some valuable suggestions what you can opt for. And also we will discuss some of the things for you if you want to go outside the, outside India, because that's why I put the, title here, Sail in the Blue Ocean. So just like we are thinking Kashmir is everything, or Kashmir is the, ultimate, and we do not have to see beyond Kashmir, to all those, I must tell you that the whole world is for you. And this is a big blue ocean. There are a number of opportunities for you. And the whole globe is now one. So you should shun this stereotype and this thinking that you have to get the job in Kashmir only. We have opportunities. We have lots and lots of courses as well as jobs you can opt for. So this is our talk, and this is, this will be the main motto of today's lecture. Okay, now the first important slide for you, because at your level you might think that the measure of success is just we get the job title and we get the salary. This is the same mind and motto of all our people, including myself, and I was of your age, that we should get a job title. Maybe I'll become professor, or maybe I become, some engineer or doctor, and I will get the salary. But this concept is now changing. A better measurement for success is not only your job title and salary. Because at our age now, because now I am working, I have worked, I am earning, we have different other parameters to think for the success. We should have a job title naturally. We should have a salary, but if you see the percentage of job title and salary in your whole measurement of success, it's a very small portion. Because you need, after your job, a free time. You should have your physical health during the job, during your job title as well as salary. You should have the mental health. You should have liking what you are doing. So for all these things, the second figure you are, watching there is actually the better measurement for success. So how do you achieve this second figure? There are some, important terms and some important things which we have to consider for. This is what we call as the career planning. The problem with us is that I think we have not changed much. When I was in the college and when I was doing my 10+2 in, I think, 19 and 99, that time we were having this stereotype, either you have to qualify the MBBS or engineering or you will be nowhere. By certain means, we have changed a bit, but still this is in our mind, the taboo is still revolving around us that we have a little courses with us. In fact, we have a wide range of opportunities, we have wide range of options besides these engineering and medical, or besides these professional courses. The disclaimer here is that I'm not here to degrade any course. I'm not here to degrade any certificate or any, what I can say, the professional course. Every course has its importance. But when you see how much percentage we are getting this MBBS or engineering or some professional course, we are getting only 5% to 8%. Rest of the above 90% of our masses of our students, they are coming to general courses like BSc, like BCA, like Dr. Manzoor Saab was saying, you have the English honors, you have some biotechnology and some other courses, arts and your humanitarian courses. One thing should be kept in your mind, that all the courses have, all the courses are good, they are equally good, and you can compete with all these courses you have in your, now in your degree. For example, if you are, you have taken some humanitarian course, it is as equivalent as any science course. And if you have taken, suppose a course, we called it technical course, it is as equivalent the course you will take it from general science. The problem is that we thought that if we are taking something else, we have not crossed the examination, we have not qualified that qualifying exam for a wonderful course, what we think in quoted sense, then we thought our life is degraded. For that, you should understand that every course, they have equal opportunities, they have values, and one should think his course based on their academic influence, personality, as well as desire. Because you cannot, all of us cannot be the doctors, cannot be the engineers, cannot be the scholars. We all have our own limitation, we all have our personal desire, we all have our academic preferences. So for example, whatever preference you have, what my sense and what my suggestion to you is that you should take it. Don't take any course, don't go for the course which your mind and your desires, your personality is not suiting. Otherwise, you will feel in something, you will get the job, you will get the salary, but remember the previous slide, you will be not mentally fit, you will feel always in a troubling situation, you will curse your life throughout your whole life. You can say that I have wasted my life. That's why I'm telling you that whenever you are, because now you are in a process of planning your career. Now you have to do your BSc, after that you have to go for masters, or you can go for some job oriented things. Now, as I told you that we have a career development cycle. It starts with you have to know yourself, check your interests, check your values, check your skills, check your assets, check your resources, as well as the personality. All these things are important. You have to check all these things in yourself. We call it self-assessment. Now, mashallah, you are all grown up. You are in the BS, means you are what we call in our language as you are the adult. Now you can yourself think, and you can yourself, analyze what type of nature you have. Now then you have to explore the possibilities, because internet is available, Google is available, resource is plentiful available on the internet and Google. You can check, you can have a research, you can narrow down the choices, what you have, what you can do, where you can go. Then after that, you have to make the choice. Number 3, you have to make the choice, set the goals for that choice, develop a plan to achieve that goal, and address the barriers. Because see, you have to always fight with your fears. There will be hundreds of fears with you. And while achieving that goal, you have to fight with your fears. You have to see what barrier is there which is coming in your path. So you have to fight with all those barriers. And finally, you have to make your plan into action. We shouldn't be the daydreamers. हमारे ज़माने में एक बात आती थी जिसको हम कहते थे वागले की दुनिया. He was always thinking in his mind. He was thinking about his, what I will do this, or we can say Mungeri Lal ke Hasin Sapne. I don't know, you will not understand this term, but maybe Dr. Umar or elder the people, they know this, who was this Mungeri Lal. So he was always thinking of his dreams, and I will do this thing, I will do this thing, but in action he was not doing anything. So you have to check up for your career, you have to plan your career, and then you have to do the action accordingly. So what are the steps to develop your long-term personal and professional goal? Number one, identify the career goals, set the goals for continuous process that are flexible. See, for example, if you want to be the NASA scientist, okay, you check your resources, you check your ability, then go ahead. If you don't feel you will go there, don't make yourself tough for that. You have to be a little bit flexible while setting the goals. Now, once you set the goal that I have to be like this, I have to be like, for example, engineer, I have to be a software developer, I have to be a planner, I have to be, for example, this and that, then you have to integrate the long-term goals to make the immediate actions. For example, if you want to go to Mount Everest, you cannot directly climb to Mount Everest. You have to make small, steps in between. You have to make small, what I can say, short-term areas so that you can reach there first, then you can go to number 2, number 3, number 4, and finally reach to the ultimate goal. Third point is you have to plan in advance. See, already you are in BS. Now you don't think after I complete the BS, then I will think what is there for the masters. Most of the people, most of the students in Kashmir, we have this mind, okay, I will complete my BS, then I will opt for masters in Kashmir University. If I will not go, then I will check for other universities in India. This is our just final thing, okay, this is the door, and we cannot think beyond it. That's a problem. If you think now, and you will check, I will show you some of the slides, how do you think and how do you act for going outside India, I mean to say. Then you have to plan in advance. 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, sometimes you have to think for your goal. And there is a time frame for career planning. It is not, altogether just like Manno Salwa, upar se aa gaya aur aapne kha liya. No, there is a set time to, plan in advance for your goals, for your career. And also you have to take important factors into consideration. What is the economic condition? Whether you are going for this course, economy is there, your family is supporting for that. You have a social fabric for that. What is the political situation? Whether you want to take it. And mashallah, we are in Kashmir. We know how important this third point is. Similarly, we have technological, whether this is so much technical, whether I can hold or not. Demographic, suppose I am working, I cannot go outside. There are some people, some students who cannot go outside the valley because of different issues. For example, their parents are very old, they cannot go outside. Okay, I must not tell those students to go outside, but you can think of some courses or some job-oriented career plans for yourself so that you can stay back at home and you can do wonders. You can earn lots and lots of money. Besides, you can get other things. So these are the steps you have to keep in your mind. Now, I will discuss in 1 minute. There are some pressures, some errors while we choose our career. For example, there one type of pressure, we call it the parental pressure. What is parental pressure? Actually, it is the pressure from the parent. They want us to go for a particular stream of course. We don't like it, but parents just push us the pressure, just like we are in the pressure cooker. Okay, this is called as the parental pressure. That time you can advise your parent, you can suggest, you can discuss with your parent. I'm not telling you go against them, but you can, we can organize such type of programs in which we have to train the parents also. Because in Kashmir scenario, we don't have to train only the students, we have to train their parents also. This is what we call as the parental pressure. And most of us in Kashmir, we feel this pressure, particularly when we have to choose any course after 10+2. So this is a big pressure. Outside, if you go outside Kashmir or outside India, there are very seldom chances when the parent is pressurizing a student to take this professional course or that professional course. Because if we, after the pressure, if you, for example, be a good doctor, you feel the pressure from the parent and you become the doctor, but your internal desire is not to become the doctor, then you will be not a good doctor. You will earn the money, You will do the surgery, but you will be not a good doctor. And that's a problem for our whole society. So please don't undergo this parental pressure. Similarly, while choosing a career, sometimes you think my friend has done this thing, so I have to do that this way. And your elders are saying, oh, see, your friend has reached this year. He has qualified IS. He has qualified KS. He is now this. He is now that. Don't go in that path also. This is called peer pressure. You shouldn't have the peer pressure. Yes, if that course is good, it is desiring for you, go for it, but don't take it as it's a peer pressure. Similarly, in Kashmir scenario, we see that we are normally following the crowd. What is the trend going on? We go all. Like, for example, people they drive the Somu, and all the people drive the Somu. People have done the STD shops, all the people go on the STD shops. I'm not dishonoring any job and any option. These are respectable jobs, but I'm telling you, this is what we call as the mob mentality. While choosing the career, hamsaye ke bacche ne ye kiya, we have to do the same thing. Shouldn't go for that if you are not desiring it. If you have different mind, different set. So this is called mob mentality. Similarly, societal pressure. Society wants stuff because they will say, yes, Sheikh साहब के बच्चे ने engineering की, उसने medical किया, तो आपको भी करना पड़ेगा. If you are desiring, go for it. If you are not desiring, don't go for it. It is called as societal pressure. Similarly, people will say that possibility hai is course ke karne ke baad you will get a job abroad. This is called as status pressure. So don't take the status pressure and do some course or go in some career which is not desiring for you, or which you don't think it is good for you, because everyone has its own capacity, everyone has its own mental level, everyone has its own desiration or own goals as well as things. Similarly, people will say that until and unless I will get the government job, I will not get the spouse in Kashmir scenario. This is called a marriage pressure. This is very common. Until unless you have a government job, you will not get a good bride. This is a problem. This is also a problem. So normally while choosing the career, we are undergoing these pressures. But remember, you are not a pressure cooker. Don't take the pressure. You just check, you just do the research, consult the people. I will discuss who the people are there, the resource persons, the career counseling cell, assess yourself, look for the opportunities, look for the scholarships, and choose your best career. Until and unless you choose your best career, all these pressures, even if you get some job, even if you get some career, about these pressures, believe me, you will not satisfy in your life. That is the first slide I was telling you. Not for our success, we don't require only the job title as well as the salary, we require all other things. So you shouldn't be regret that after you earn this thing, you are not satisfied. You are not satisfied by your mind. You are not getting the free time for your family. So that's why, these points are very important. Not only we have to earn, but we have to think that our life should be successful also. Now, I will directly come to some of the topics which are nowadays current, very much, we can say, which have the job market more. And in the coming 10 to 15 years, they will have the importance in the career options, because you are choosing some career. You have to choose some career which has the value after 5, after 10, after 20 years. I remember when I was in your level, 2000, 2003 level, that time we were choosing some course and we were thinking it's having option, oh, very good course. But now that 17 years or 20 years have been passed, we have to check what courses have the importance nowadays. I must tell you that all the courses, whatever you are in now, they have their importance, but there are some emerging fields in which you can indulge yourself also. For example, the issue in worldwide, internationally, is the population growth. Food security is the big issue. Pollution and climate change is a big issue. Invasive pests are coming, new diseases like COVID-19 is there, pandemics are coming. You see, after pandemic, all the other jobs have been, they were not in the limelight, but the medical staff or the mask making agencies, the management courses, online things, online everything, like now we are doing this online course or online seminar, it is because of this technology. So this has actually overthrown all the other competitive market So drug resistance, nowadays artificial intelligence, machine language, this is taking the new courses. Moral and ethical values are degrading. So the courses on moral and ethical values, they are giving much more importance worldwide. Stress management is one of the big problems. Entrepreneurship, because the jobs throughout the world is now reducing, particularly after this COVID-19. So the people are now shifting from doing the job under anyone to become their own bosses through the entrepreneurships. So these are trends you have to keep in your mind. What will be the trend after 5, 10, 20 years? Because your life, most important part is these trends. You need to check what is the world going on. Now, this is a very important slide for you. You have to see what is the job market. What will be the job market after 10 or 20 years? See, we have 4 important circles. The core jobs, this is meant for the professional courses. You see, this is very important. And we know that when you qualify the NEET, you qualify the GATE, you will get some professional course, you will be doctor, you will be engineer, and finally you will get a job. And this is a set job option. Throughout the world, we require engineers, we require doctors, that's it. But if you see the circle size, the circumference is very, very small, because 5% may be opting this job. What about the 95%? So even though we have the degrees from MBBS engineering, in Kashmir, we are not getting the job. Then we have to shift to the related jobs. You see the related job circumference is a little bit bigger. What is this related job? You have to do the specialization. What does it mean? It means, for example, if you have a degree in computer science, now you can find graduates in thousands and millions of graduates throughout the world. How you will be a different graduate having this computer science as a job? So you have to go for the artificial intelligence, because that is the new, we can say, drama coming up. That is a new issue coming up. So you should have a specialization of particular thing. Check the trend and sail your boat accordingly. This is the relative job, and the options of relative job is better than the core jobs. Then the third type job is, we call it hybridization or hybrid jobs. What is this hybrid job? This is a new concept I am telling you, and very important concept. It means that already you have a degree. For example, you have a degree in computer science, okay? But you will get some skills of medical also. Medicine also. You have the computer science, but you will get the diploma or some other degree in medical sciences or medicine or something like pharmacy. Then you can use the degree of computer science, the knowledge of computer science in the medical field. This is called as hybrid job, and the world is full of these jobs. This is the market in which the people, the employees, they want to say, we are asking the people to join, but we don't get the exact person with these hybrid skills. So nowadays, and I must tell you, after 5 to 10 years, this job market will be as such. The values will be as such. So you can put in the Google 2 types of courses together. For example, if you have an English literature, Now, if you learn some science-based education, you get some diploma from science, so you will be getting the positions in content writer in the science. See, you are professionally an English degree holder, but you are writing things for the science. So you need to know what are these hybrid jobs. And nowadays the market is very, very open. It is a big blue ocean where you can get the job, not only in India, but anywhere in the world with good packages and good salary. Now, the fourth one is the big, because there is no option. There is no complete, competition in that. We call it non-related jobs, but non-related jobs needs lots and lots of talent. And this is not, in fact, a sort of a job on the base of your career. This is on the base of your talent. Now, nowadays you will see YouTube stars. They are now emerging from zero to they reach to the millions throughout the night, but that requires some extra talent. Might be it is in you. You have to think about yourself. This is completely a new ocean. So we already have something, we have different fish. They are sailing in the same ocean. But nowadays, the new job oriented or talent oriented jobs are opening, talent oriented careers are opening, we call that as the related jobs. Now you have to think where from you can start and where you can think about. I suggest for you go for the hybrid jobs. We can discuss about these hybrid jobs sometimes in very details. Now okay, now after this BS, you have to go for the masters. Naturally, for masters, there are some questions you have to put in your mind. So if you don't think after the BS you will start some job or you will go some professional line, most of the people after BS, they are going for the master. Now, doing the master is actually coming to the research, because outside India, we are having the masters with research. So if you are coming outside, means coming to a foreign country for your master, you have to have 4 questions in your mind. Number 1, when you go for the master, you have to give your 3 to 4 years of your life. 3 to 4 years doesn't mean for master. If you will go directly to the PhD afterwards. So you will think yourself, after BS, are you able to give your 5 or 6 years master plus PhD for the research? This is a long time. You have to think about it. Second, are you motivated? Because these 6 years, you will feel lots and lots of pressures. You will have, aapko ghar ki yaad bhi aayegi. So then you have to think whether this is good for you. Are you motivated? Because motivation is important. Most of the people, they took the master, but their motivation is getting demotivated. And after some time, they lose their job and they lose their interest. They come back without any, with frustration. Third important point is whether your family and your friends are supporting this. It's very important point. People, they often go without family consultation, without the near very close friend consultation, and they become frustrated. Always keep your family on board while taking any decision for go outside. This is very important. And the fourth important point is, what about the financial support? Because when you come outside, you require finance. And living in a foreign country where the dollar or ringgit or real has much more worth than the rupees of India, then you have to think where from you get the financial support. So these are the 4 points. So in our coming up slides, 10-15 minutes, I will complete what I have to say. So for the scholarship, you should understand that first important point, never go outside without scholarship. If you want to opt for a career, higher education, or some job or something like that, understand in the job you will get the salary. But if you are going for the higher education, never go outside until and unless you have the scholarship. Because I know most of the people from Kashmir, we do not have much, we can say financial status to be very fair enough. Might be I cannot, comment for all. I don't know who's the person there, but 95% people in Kashmir are those which are like me, a middle class family. And going outside for a higher education without scholarship is very, very suicidal, because there is lots of money required to sustain in the foreign country, because you have to sustain your life, you have to sustain your education. For that, you require the scholarship. So how do you get the scholarship? Remember, we have 3 types of scholarship. We have merit-based scholarship, we have need-based scholarship, as well as we have student-specific scholarship. Merit-based scholarship, everybody knows what is that. You should have an excellent record in your earlier subjects. For example, if you are doing the BS, you should have the excellent grades in BS. Similarly, if you are going for supports, for example, there are lots and lots of courses for supports. You should be a brilliant athlete. You should have an excel in the specific support. Similarly, there are some standardized tests. For example, if you are going for America, you want to study in United States for your master, you require SAT exam to be qualified. This SAT exam isn't just like that we have the entrance exam. They have also the entrance exam. They call the SAT. Similarly, in other countries, we have PAT if you are going for the physics exam, or there are some other exam like GRE. These are some of the exams in which if you excel more, if you get huge percentage, then your chances of getting this merit-based scholarship is much more. There are exams like IELTS. This is the English exam. We have TOEFL. This is the English exam. You have to qualify if you want to go outside, and you are getting the good grades in IELTS or TOEFL. That also will maximize your chances of getting this merit-based scholarship. Okay, now if you don't have the merit-based scholarship, you can still have the need-based scholarship. And what is this need-based scholarship? I think in Kashmir, we all are falling this category almost, because naturally we cannot afford the amount to pay for the fees as well as for the living there. So most of the countries, they have their need-based scholarships windows open for financial or economic countries, as well as where we have the violence as well as some issues back home, you know, all these things. So besides this merit-based scholarship, we can opt for this need-based scholarship, and almost all the countries outside, they are providing this type of scholarship. Turkey is also nowadays considering Kashmiri students, they are giving preference to the Kashmiri students for this need-based scholarship. Then we have some third type of scholarship base, we call it student-specific scholarship. So some countries, they prefer female than the male. Similarly, on the basis of religion, on the basis of medical history. For example, if somebody is having some, we shouldn't call it disability, we call it some type of ability, so that they can opt for this student-based scholarship. Similarly, minority scholarships are very famous and very common in outside countries. There is a big, trust or NGO that's called as Gates Millennium Scholarship Program by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They are also giving the scholarship if you want to go to study in America. They are preferring the people from Asia, India, some African countries, because we naturally know that these countries are kept, in a very bad situation. Different means for that, wars are there, some other issues are there. So there are scholarships. So what I mean to say is that we do not have one type of scholarship, we have different types of scholarship. So keep this mind open. When you have to go outside, don't go without finance, don't go without scholarship. Now you have to opt for the scholarship. What are those scholarships? I told you we have three types of scholarship. Now we will discuss them in little bit details. But before going to the details, I have 5 points here. These are common myths about scholarship. Number one, remember, we only consider that only academic stars win the scholarship. This is absolutely wrong. Not only the academic stars win the scholarship. Scholarship can be won, as I told you, on the basis of merit, on the basis of need. Second important myth is that heavy competition is there. Why should I go for the scholarship? There will be hundreds, they will be applying. I shouldn't apply for that. This is a big myth. Always apply. If you are, getting a chance to apply, you should apply. I will give an example. A few days before, I told one student to apply for, Islamic Development Bank Fellowship. He said, "Doctor, I have applied 3 times. I never got, and this and that." I told him, always apply, because this is free. You have to apply online. And he applied. And you know what the news was? After 3 days, he got that scholarship. So the problem with us is that we thought, oh, there will be lots of people. Why should be I? No. So remember, heavy competition minimizes my chance of winning a scholarship is a myth. Similarly, sometimes I feel I am an academic star, so I will apply and I will get a scholarship. This is also a very big issue, because old saying is pride goeth before a fall. यानी जो अना होती है ना, जो हमारे पास गुरूर होता है, वो हमेशा मुक्की खाता है. इसका मतलब यही है. So if you are academic star, still then you have to apply for many times, not one area, not many areas. Similarly, sometimes we feel that we got the academic loan and I have applied for academic loan, and from academic loan, I got admission in college. Now I cannot apply for scholarship because college will think already has the academic loan, why should I give? This is also a big myth. Even though if you have taken the academic loan and you have applied somewhere, still then you should have, sometimes it is going in favor of you. They think, see, this poor guy has already academic loan, why we should give him so that he will pay the academic loan back. This is also a myth. And the final one, the scholarship applicants require exceptional talent. We must agree that there are some, chances in which your scholarship base is going higher. But one must tell you that not only the scholarship is getting, if you acquire for the scholarship, they will accept your scholarship on the basis of some exceptional talent. No, a general person, a normal person, a medium average student like I am. I was the average student and still I am the average student. But wherever I applied, I have applied many times, I have failed many times, but still I got good scholarships throughout the world. That's why I'm telling you why our people, why our students are not applying. See, I will tell you, last year in our university, because every year our university is, opting the courses for masters and PhD. Courses are getting open. So my supervisor told me here, my head, he told me, if you have some people from back home, India or Kashmir, you can ask them to join because we have the scholarships available. I spent 1 hour online on my Facebook and requested the people from back home, please apply, please apply. And no one applied. Then we took the people from other countries. This is a problem because even though we have nowadays people coming up, the people scared. I don't know what is the problem main. So, but we have to shun this stereotype. Okay, who is awarding the scholarship? Remember, colleges and universities are awarding the scholarship. The government is awarding the scholarship throughout the world. Corporates and non-profit associations are providing the scholarship, as well as some individual donors and philanthropists. They are also providing the scholarship. We have in a group in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, from all Kashmiri students, all the people who are working in Saudi Arabia, particularly in Jeddah, we have framed a group. If we found some extra talented person who has, good option to go outside for study, we are even supporting that scholarship for him. So these are the points. We shouldn't consider that only one area is there where we are getting the scholarship. We have different means for the scholarship. But what are the requirements for applying the scholarship? Number one, throughout your career, you should have a good GPA. Your score should be good. So you are in BS, try to get good marks because outside, outside. Okay, I'll just complete, I think, in 10 minutes, if I'm taking much time, because these are some important points to be completed. I was telling you that you should have a good GPA. You should have scholastic and co-scholastic activities. We call them curricular and co-curricular activities. So don't take part only in the academics. Take the parts in other activities also in our college. Similarly, you have to score high in SAT if you are going for US, GRE if you are going for Europe, GMAT, IELTS and TOEFL is important if you are going outside. And your college, there shouldn't be any disciplinary action in your college because this is creating a bad image for you if you are applying for the scholarship. Now, how to apply for the scholarship? This is a schematic manner. Number one, do your research. Check where is the scholarship, where is the scholarship for your desired subject. Second, check your eligibility if you are eligible for that scholarship. Number third, prepare all the documents because whenever the scholarship is open, they often ask for your this document, this document, this document. All documents should be there. Number four, write an essay. Essay means sometimes they ask you to write a letter. They want to check what is in your mind. They want to check how you are thinking. If you are going for this course, for example, you are going for computer science, they'll ask you the artificial intelligence in the modern time. You should be able to write a very good essay. Then get the good recommendations because outside, if you are coming for the higher education or the career, you have to get the good recommendations. And finally, you have to be prepared for the interview because sometimes they ask you for the interview. So remember, this is a very important slide for you from basic until you will get the scholarship. You have to be prepared for. So which documents you have to be prepared while you are applying outside? Number one, your academic transcripts, like your certificates, your all these, we call them academic transcripts. You should be ready with you because most of the time when you apply for the scholarship, you think, sir, I don't have this document. Shall I apply? You can apply, but your chances of getting scholarship is minimized because most of the people, when they search for the scholarship, they apply without all documents. Now, when the selection committee sits, they only consider those applications which are full. They just neglect all those which are half. So you should have a good curriculum vitae, we call it CV. If it is required, you have to do SAT, GRE, GMAT, because all the countries, they don't require it, but TOEFL and IELTS is important. TOEFL and IELTS, these are some English proficiency tests. I will get details of it later. Also, you should have to write a statement of purpose. What is that? That's very important thing. Just remember this word, I will tell you later. Similarly, you will have to get the recommendation letters. Maybe you will get the recommendation letters from your college professors, from the principal, or from some other person who is doing good in their fields of your subject. They may give you a recommendation letter, as well as you should know how to write a cover letter. These are the important documents with you. You should have with you whenever you are applying for some fellowship. Some do's. For applying the fellowship, you should apply as many as you can. Don't think I have applied for America, now I will not go for Europe, I will not go for Saudi Arabia, I will not go for the China. Whenever you are getting the scholarship chance, apply there. Number one, be confident. Don't be overconfident, but be confident, inshallah you will get it. Third, avoid scholarship scams. There are some consultancies you might see in Srinagar or somewhere. They are just telling you, oh, give us the money, don't go there. Fourth, allow the plenty of time. For example, when you are applying the scholarship, getting the scholarship from applying, sometimes it takes 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So allow the time and keep a record of all the documents whenever you are applying. What are those things you have to avoid? These are the mistakes. Number one, you are not knowing what the scholarship and you are applying. This is a big problem. You are applying, but you don't know what is the scholarship for. Second, you are not following the instruction, because every application has some instruction you have to follow. Third, you are not answering the essay questions. Some scholarships, they ask you some questions. You apply there, but without answering them. So don't send the sloppy applications there. Similarly, you send the application there, or you write the essay, you write the cover letter, but there are lots and lots of mistakes. I must tell you, one day a student sent to me a mail, sir, I want to apply in your university. But it was just like he is sending this application to some friend. We call it WhatsApp language. That is not THAT. That is DAT, DAT. You are is you are. So you are not sending to some friend. It is not friendship-like thing. You have to be formal while applying, while writing the letters and others, because sloppy applications are rejected at the first instance. Similarly, you should have your transcripts and recommendation letters ready. Sometimes you are sending the other documents, not the transcripts and recommendation letters. They will not consider your application. Similarly, most important point in Kashmiri scenario, we are missing the deadline. We thought, we can set now. There is a deadline for the scholarship and you have to follow it. So scholarship checklists are you eligible? Check that. Do you know the deadline? Have you got all the necessary information? For example, they require some necessary information, your academic proof, your proof of financial circumstances. So you should have all these things ready with you. Similarly, sometimes they ask you to provide the reference letter. Sometimes they ask you to send the name of some who will give you the academic reference later on. You put some name without letting your person know that, sir, I have given your name. Maybe they will consult you. This has happened a number of times. I get the email from the scholarship body that this person has applied and he has given your name, and I don't know the person who has applied for. So that's why if you are applying, you should also tell the person that I have given your name as the recommended, please consider it for it. Similarly, whenever you are applying, you have to write cover letter. You should also remember, you should have to proofread it from your family, from your friend, from your teacher. And also you have to apply it before the deadline. Now, international opportunities, have the good passport ready, good CGPA score, recommendation letter, previous research experience if you have, this will add on your experience, research techniques if you know someone. For example, we have some BCS students there, they have some language known, this is good for them. Similarly, you have to qualify some English proficiency tests, IELTS or TOEFL. If you are going to America, then some universities, they require GRE in Europe, but if you are not applying there, GRE is not needed. Some universities require research proposal, what you want to do, you should have something in mind in 1 or 2 pages, and naturally, you should have good communication skills. But this is the basic point which is winning you the scholarship. Why to study? I will give some of the brief in 5 minutes. The best place for study, I must recommend, is Malaysia. I have been there in 5 years. It's a wonderful country, wonderful nature. People are very nice. Universities are high standing. Their international ranking is very high. Food is halal, important thing. They are providing the scholarship and they have plenty of scholarships available. This is the 2020 ranking of the Malaysian universities, and this ranking is the QS ranking, worldwide ranking. So almost all the national and public universities in Malaysia, they are having good ranking. You should opt for Malaysia. Why shouldn't you opt? There are many people from even Islamabad, Anantnag, I have recommended them. They reached there and they are happy. Malaysia is a country where you can go, and they are providing Malaysian International Fellowship. This fellowship normally they are providing for PhD as well as postdoctorate, but for masters, this fellowship is not available. For masters, you can apply in Plan B. I will tell you Plan B, what is the Plan B if you want to go to Malaysia. I will supply these slides later on to your, this career counseling cell, because I want to save the time. What is the requirement? Another fellowship you can apply is the Commonwealth Fellowship and Scholarship Program. We call it Commonwealth Scholarship and Fellowship Program. Every year they are opening it 2 times, and India is one of the countries you can apply from. So this is one of the fellowships. You can go Malaysia with the scholarship and you can study there. Saudi Arabia, why not you come to Saudi Arabia? All the universities here, we are providing fellowships. If you are getting the admission in BS, Master or PhD, all the universities, they are providing the fellowship, 1900 Riyal, almost 40 to 45,000 Indian rupees. And it's a good amount, accommodation free, air charge free, medical free, everything free. So why to apply? Why not to apply in my university, King Abdulaziz University? We are offering masters and PhD courses. There is a wonderful university in Saudi Arabia, KAUST. KAUST is King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. They are having the same standard of that of Cambridge as well as Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Wonderful scholarship. If you will get the admission, particularly in PhD or postdoc in KAUST, you will earn more than the professors in India. This is without any exaggeration, but the standard is very high. And I went to KAUST last year, and I found around 30 students from Kashmir, from different areas. Some were doing masters, some were doing PhD, and some were doing the postdoctorate. So these are some of the requirements. You can apply King Abdulaziz University. You can apply, King Saud University. There are many other universities here to apply. Third country recommendation is Turkey. And Turkey is providing wonderful scholarship from Turkish Bursary. And it's a big program. They are providing the scholarship at 10+2 level, at master level, at PhD level. All information is written there. If you are going for postdoctorate, Dr. Umar is there, other doctors are there. They can get for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months training there. I must end in 5 minutes only. China is providing wonderful scholarship, and we have 271 Chinese universities which are offering the scholarship. And China, I went to China, I was in China a number of times, and we found that Indian students are going to China and they are getting lots and lots of scholarship. United States of America, I told you, the scholarships are open, but you need, if you are going for the graduate or postgraduate, you need the SAT qualification. And this is important there. USA is also providing fellowship, Fulbright is there, and many other scholarships are there. Canada is one of the countries emerging, and they are providing the fellowship in number of countries. We have lots and lots of fellowships coming up from Canada. Singapore National Institute or National University is also providing fellowships every year and almost twice a year. Korea is a wonderful hub for all those who are in the engineering and technological subjects. You see Samsung, LG, Hyundai, Dosan, these are some of the big brands actually from Korea. So all those students who are in BS and computer science, they must apply for Korea for the fellowships. Every year, Korea is providing fellowships. We have hundreds of students in Korea who are getting the scholarship. Germany is one of the hubs for applying. DAD fellowship is there. You can apply for PhD, even of the master as well as postdoc. France is having the scholarship. We have many students. They are nowadays in France, and this is the scholarship getting. Italy is also providing. Italian government is providing the scholarship for the higher learning. Netherlands is providing the scholarship. England is providing the scholarship, Commonwealth scholarship, as I told you. Charles Wallace Indian Trust is also providing the fellowship. We have Japan. Japan is also one of the wonderful countries to visit. We have many friends there. Asian Development Bank is also providing the fellowship, scholarship for Japan. and also Erasmus Mundus Fellowship. This is a fellowship which is covering all the European countries. Almost 100 universities in 76 European countries are from Erasmus Mundus. Australia is providing the scholarship, particularly Endeavour. I must tell Dr. Umar, he must apply here. 6 to 8 months scholarship is for postdoctorate. Okay, some requirements I have already discussed them. These are some of the Indian bodies which are providing the fellowship if you are going outside for your study. The important one is the Ratan Tata's trust, JN Tata Endowment Fund is there. I must provide all this information to you. Now, I will take 2 minutes to complete my job, and this is very important one. Now, the question is that I have given you the slides while the countries and universities are providing the scholarship. But what is this plan B? Plan B means if, for example, you are not getting the scholarship by this means, you are applying but you are rejected. Plan B is that you can directly apply the professor, you can directly apply the university. For that, number one, search a relevant university and professor. For example, you want to apply for master, you can search a university, you can search a professor from internet, and you can directly get his email ID. Prepare well represented CV. How to prepare CV, I have a talk on it, I will discuss it later. SOP, statement of purpose, cover letter, and make a special research proposal. Then consult the experts for the recommendation letter, get the recommendation letter, and most importantly, make a LinkedIn account. We all have Facebook account, but there is a very good platform that's called a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional platform. You will get lots and lots of professors. They are also opting that we want this, we have master degree, we have master courses available with the scholarship, and they are provided. And be prepared for the interview. So I have my students, I think 40 students which I have guided so far. They have went to foreign countries with scholarship. By this means we call it plan B. So don't wait only whenever the scholarship is open and you can opt for, but you can go with the plan B. You can search the professor, write the person directly, but you should have a good communication skill and all the things ready which I am telling you. Now, we are not keeping you here because half an hour is not sufficient. We have helping hand. We have helping hand. Very, very important point. Dr. Umar is with us also in this helping hand. This is called as Kashmir Guidance. We have formulated a group 3 years before. We called it Kashmir Guidance. We have a website for it, kashmirguidance.com, and we have a very active Facebook page. Every time, every day, almost every day, we are putting the information about the scholarships. Because from Kashmir Guidance, we have a group, and the people of Kashmir, they are spread all over the world. Wherever they get the authentic link of any scholarship, maybe master, maybe PhD, from all the courses, we provide that link, that information on our Facebook page. So here is a Facebook page. You can go there, you can select it, and you can like it so that you will be the member of Kashmir Guidance. So Kashmir Guidance is always providing the courses, short courses, for example, how to write a recommendation letter, how to write SOP, how to contact the professor, how to write, for example, how to go the recommendation letter. Also, we are also providing the recommendation letter. Even though I'm not knowing you, but to help my own people, I am also providing the recommendation letter. So people, they are consulting us, and this group is free. We are not charging anything. This is a philanthropic activity. This is our moral responsibility to guide our own kids, to guide our own younger brothers and sisters. So Dr. Umar is there, who is our coordinator there, local coordinator there. You can consult him, he can consult us, or directly you can consult us for any of the queries, because I know in half an hour we cannot cover everything, but you need lots and lots of guidance. Please be in our contact. We will guide you and we will tell you all the informations there. Then it's not only, I have now, because students are asking me this thing, that thing, it is not every time to be available for them, so that I have developed my own YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dr. Khalid Hakim. There I have provided 3 minutes video. 3 minutes video, for example, how to make your CV eye-catching. For example, how to do this thing in 3 minutes, how to write letter in 3 minutes. This is very, very simple means so that you will get in touch with these small 3 minutes video. You don't have to spend lots and lots of time. So you can also go to the Dr. Khalid Hakim channel, Go there and you will get all the channels, all the information is there. And thank you very much. I must tell you that it was a very wonderful time with you. Although I have taken longer time as usual, but this was some of the informations for you. Thank you again, Dr. Omar. Thank you, Professor Dr. Manzoor Ahmad Loan Saab and all the friends there. Thank you very much. And I will be happy to answer you any question in any language. I can speak Arabic, I can speak Urdu, Hindi, Kashmiri, or English में आप बात कर सकते हैं. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Hakim. Thank you, Dr. Hakim, for your nice presentation. It will be great help to our students, and they will take these things into consideration while applying for international fellowships. We have a number of questions which they have asked. Anyone who can ask a few questions, we can take up. Anyone who can come here and ask. कोई चाहेगा यहाँ पर आने? Any language यहाँ पर? आओ इधर.
तो हेकियो कशर पॉइंट से सवाल प्रिसिट बुशुस कशर कहन परवाय छुन लैंग्वेज खान इशू छुन तो प्रिजु कशर पॉइंट यम से तो ज्यादा फायदा ये ना सुश बेहतर वंकि छुन अंग्रेजी का एग्जाम के कशर पॉइंट कत कर.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम व रहमतुल्लाह.
Sir, I am from a family background which is not economically strong, but I want to pursue research in physics, especially in electrodynamics regarding nature of charge. So what are the opportunities, especially the fellowship opportunities which I can get from the West?
Very good. आप क्या देखिए, number one, coming from economically background, economically lesser background is not any problem. Like you, I am also the same condition. My father is a teacher, and the teacher की तनख्वाह क्या होती थी गवर्नमेंट टीचर की उस जमाने में, है ना? वो भी अब रिटायर है. सो इकोनॉमिक, अगर आपके पास इकोनॉमी कम है, मतलब इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड आपका कम, तो यू आर बेटर. व्हाई? बिकॉज यू नो द वर्थ ऑफ द मनी विच योर पेरेंट्स आर स्पेंडिंग ऑन यू. There are lots and lots of chances. I have given some of the chances here. There are two types of chances. Either you have to be, you have to search wherever the subjects in which you want to go with. Where are the chances you can apply for? So for that you have to do the research on Google. Check the universities, colleges as well as universities outside. Number one. First of all, you have to check the colleges, universities, the person who are doing the electrodynamic subject like you are opting for. Number second, now we have to see the scholarship. So there are two aspects you have to take into consideration. Number one, choose the course, choose the university, wherever you have to, and go for the higher institute. Important thing is that आपका पहले एडमिशन होना चाहिए अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट में. मान लीजिए आपका एडमिशन हो जाता है MIT में. When we know that a person is going to go MIT, admission in MIT, he has got the admission in MIT, then the scholarship getting is easier. Even I can support you. The reason is that we want our kids, they go and shine in their good courses. Scholarship is the second chance. Okay, so you have to apply first of all to the institute and check their eligibility, what they want from you. Okay, because desiration के साथ साथ आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए what actually you have. Like you want to go for the physics, okay, for masters. Now check the university, check their eligibility. After you get the eligibility, yes, this is for me, this is one of the institute, wonderful institute. कैसे आप institute को check करेंगे? On the basis of ranking, global ranking, as well as ये भी कि उसका value क्या है, उसके students कहाँ कहाँ आबाद है. ये तमाम चीज करने के बाद easily you can get the admission there. After you get the admission, the second is to get the fellowship, and we are here for you. This is a long path. सिर्फ 2 मिनट के आंसर में आप सेटिस्फाई नहीं होंगे. सो प्लीज बी इन कॉन्टैक्ट. आई हैव गिवन माय ईमेल आईडी हियर एंड आल्सो कश्मीर गाइडेंस देयर. प्लीज बी इन कॉन्टैक्ट विद अस. सो देयर इज अ डायरेक्शन. आई विल टेल यू इंशाल्लाह.